me! Move me out!
You will go one-on-one with The Undertaker!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hit the Books, the only weekly fantasy booking podcast in the universe. I am your host, as always, Hammermaster. With me, as always, who almost spilled all of his drink out of his mouth, is always Hammer Glove. Hammer Glove, how are you doing?
What's up, Hammermaster? We're the Hammer Bros, and this is our show. This is our show. Hit the hammers.
Hit the
Hammer the books.
Hammer the books. That's yeah, I guess that works. That still works. The verb of hammer. Yeah. These because we have our new overlords in WWE. We have accepted our retribution names.
Our new retribution names. I am Mikey Hammer Glove Manfredi.
I am Ryan Hammer Master Knightsey. Thank you, everybody, for joining this Hammer the Books Retribution podcast. We're only going to be discussing Retribution from here on out.
You know what's funny? I was actually for this intro, I've been like, over the course of a week, I've been really, really thinking about what my nickname would be. Mm-hmm. And I came up with a few, and then that generator came out, and I was like, oh, thank God.
Thank God I don't have to do that anymore. Mikey,
I thought Magma Spike.
Oh, for your retribution name?
My retribution name, Magma Spike.
Magma Spike is great. Mikey, since this is a Retribution podcast, we have to talk about it. Who's your favorite member of Retribution, and why is it Slapjack?
It's Slapjack because that name sounds so like I can picture. Here it is. Here's the scene. They're backstage. Retribution's backstage, and Vince is like, "All right, we need to give you guys names now. I'm thinking for you, big guy, you're gonna be Mace. All right, it's cool. It's hip. It's you're gonna get him, and like
he's my favorite rapper.
It's painful, and then you. Oh my God, I need to remember all the other names.
How do you not? There's only 3 names. It's obviously Mace,
What's the
T-Bar, and Slapjack.
That's right. Okay, we got you, big guy. You're gonna be Mace, and then you're gonna be T-Bar. That one's pretty cool. It hits a little bit. It's a short name. I think people are gonna remember it pretty easily. And then you have the best name of them all. You're gonna be Slapjack, baby. Oh, that name hits you like a truck. Somebody give me a beef wrap. I'm surprised one of them wasn't named Beef Wrap.
Vince finishes
Beef Wrap.
Vince
also
finishes
another
his,
good retribution name.
Vince finishes his beef wrap and he just has the plate left over. And you're gonna need masks. So Slapjack, put this on. Just take some scissors, make a mouth hole, do the thing, and go out there, Slapjack.
We also bought the Bane prop from the Batman movies for whoever wants this one.
T-Bar, I got clippers. Let's shave that head. And you two, the ladies, just go out there.
Do they have names?
No, not yet.
I saw that somebody said they should be called Bebop and Rocksteady.
They should.
Because they all just sound like Ninja Turtle villain names.
They do certainly. After those 3 names...
because they can't be Bebop and Rocksteady because Sheamus was Rocksteady.
That is true. The fact that that is the case, I wonder if the fact that how Retribution came out and people are already making fun of it so hard, do you think the ladies are like, okay, can we have actually good names? I don't want to be
listen, I don't Maya Yim's listen, I don't want to be Slapjack, please.
I don't
want something like Slapjack. Anything else?
I would prefer not to be called Slapjack, please.
$20 it's gonna be something like Blue Thunder or something.
Well, someone made a comment, and I'm bringing this up because I am not of the tool variety. Apparently, all of these are tools and stuff. Like a T-bar is a thing you use. Obviously, a mace is something as well.
A mace is a weapon.
Well, it's a tool to murder.
Is it a tool?
Slapjack is also a weapon.
Are these all just weapons?
These are all just weird weapons.
Weird weapons. Okay, so is Mia Yim gonna be like Flail?
Flail could be one. Flail's not a bad guess.
Call one of them Claymore. Fuck. It's taken.
Dang it.
What's like a wild weapon? Listen, they're gonna be called the women are gonna be called nunchucks.
Nun and Chucks. Because they're the tag
And they're
team.
gonna be a tag team, nunchucks.
Oh my god.
Or numchuck. Is it nunchucks or nunchucks?
I don't know, dude. I don't. It's retribution. Who cares? God, I can't believe that you're Mia Yim on the indies for years, grinding your name,
killing it in NXT.
Goes to the Mae Young Classic, does fairly well, reworks her gimmick a little bit, comes back into the Mae Young Classic, then gets hired, killing it in NXT, and then gets called up to the main roster.
Just to be put on a team with T-Bar, Slapjack, and Mace.
Wear a mask that is constantly falling off your face. Like, it's cool for them to get to the main roster. It's cool for any person. But, like, Jesus. What a handicap to start from. To try to get yourself over. By being...
How does one get themselves over as Slapjack?
As T-Bar. Like, at the end of the day, your name's T-Bar, you know? At the end of the day, your name's Slapjack. Like, no matter how cool you are, you know?
Should we just get into the show?
Let's get into the show. If you're new here, not only are we a Retribution podcast, we are a realistic fantasy booking podcast. And what that means is that every single week, Mikey and I write our own versions of SmackDown and Raw. That's right, our own versions. We can write better shows than them. No retribution be found here. But so we have our own versions of Raw and SmackDown.
Hold on. Let me change something. Hard.
Oh, I got the NXT call up and says, "Ooh,
call up retribution."
NXT call up retribution. So yeah, no retribution here. Every single week, Mikey and I write our own versions of Raw and SmackDown, present them to each other and to you, the audience, where you can go vote on which card you thought was better. Was it Raw? Was it SmackDown? Go vote on Twitter at HitTheBooksPod to get that started. And of course, the loser of that vote will have to get the randomizer hit on them. Basically, a giant list of items where you can get injuries and all this other stuff. Because anyone can do like fancy booking stuff, but we're basically trying to make it as realistic as possible here. So those injuries and stuff are realistic. They have to happen. Oh, they'll have to happen, but they do happen in real life. So we're going to play it up here as well. And Mikey, I got the poll results in from last week. Are you ready to know who won?
Yeah.
The winner of last week's episode 23 poll was SmackDown.
All right.
60% of the vote.
Finally got a win back under my belt.
Yes, that brings the...
I was on a big losing / tie streak, and I couldn't get over that hump, and I'm finally glad that I did.
That's true. You've been hit the randomizer a lot. That brings the total record of SmackDown 6, Raw 11, ties 6. You're tied with ties, Mikey.
I'm tied with ties. Great.
Yes. So congratulations to you, sir.
Thank you.
I think that's you had a better card than me. My card was not really maybe the greatest for a go home show, but I had to do some things, and I think you just had a better card. So good job.
Thank you.
But I'm gonna blow you out of the water this week.
No.
Because Raw. Honestly, I think I have a fairly decent Raw.
I think I have an okay SmackDown as well.
I think I have a pretty good Raw here, and I'm very excited.
I'm not going to try to oversell it, but I think it's pretty good.
Okay, well then let's get into it. Who shall go first?
Well, since I won the poll, why don't you start us off?
Sure. And I should say, before we officially start off, we adopted a new kitten. His name's Tucker. Currently, we're in the process.
Are you sure? Are you sure it's not Slapjack?
No, it's not. Well, hold on.
Is it Slapcat?
Slapchop. So we have a new kitten. We're currently in the process of introducing our new kitten to our old cat, Jude, who has been a frequent guest on the show and might be making another appearance very soon. Jude, please don't jump up onto Daddy's desk while he's recording. Oh, and he's done it. I know my cat all too well.
You asked for it. You said, please don't. The cat was like, all right.
I love him too much. But because the only reason I bring this up is for audio reasons. You may or may not hear little kitten meows in the background the entire time because of how you have to introduce kittens or a cat to a new previous household's cat. You kind of have to separate them for a while. So there's a kitten that's in the bathroom, master bathroom behind the door, and he's been there for the past several days with obviously food, water, and litter. But you might just hear little kitten meows.
There is a cat hiding in the bathroom.
Exactly.
I forget every time, and I'm so scared.
There's litter all over the floor. There's toys all over the floor. I have cuts all over my body because it's a kitten, so his claws are always out. He doesn't know how to put them in and not do things, and he climbs me like a tree. But either way, so I just wanted to say that audio-wise, you might hear like kitten meows every once in a while throughout the show. So just be on the...
And it will be adorable.
It will be adorable, but I'm not kidnapping a cat. I just want that to be clear. I'm doing my best. And my first cat, Jude, he's getting there. First couple days he was hissing and growling, not attacking, but very defensive with the kitten. And now he's starting to warm up. He's hissed like once or twice, but not really much at all. They're playing a lot underneath the door frame. So we were getting there. I'm very proud of Jude because last night was a good moment for him. So I'm very proud.
I'm glad we're getting cat updates.
Yeah. Well, I tweeted out. Tucker's a brand new member of the show, so I think it's all the more reason to since he can't be here to speak for himself, I'll speak for him on his behalf.
Fair enough. We'll update the host page to add Tucker and Jude.
Please do. Speaking of, I don't have a great transition. Moving into Monday Night Raw.
Your opening segment on Raw doesn't involve any cats?
No, it involves the big dog.
There it is. There's
Roman Reigns opens.
Enough talking about cats. Now we're on the big dog.
He opens up Raw again with Keith Lee's WWE Championship. Roman Reigns is officially the number one contender for the WWE Championship. But Keith Lee has been kidnapped for a number of weeks, just like my kitten. I mean, never mind. Roman says that it is now official after Clash of Champions. This, pointing to the WWE Championship, is mine. He turns to LLC, who have flanked him. Lashley, Cesaro, thank you for your service. You are officially relieved of your duties. Roman and both of the Usos pull out the fattest of stacks and hand them all to Lana, and the LLC leave. So they have been officially paid for their job, and they're gone.
I like the idea of it's like the Usos and Roman, and then LLC, and each of Roman and the Usos pull out one stack and at the same time hand it to them, and then they all three stick out their hands and accept the payment at the same time.
No, I'm doing it. I like that idea. But it's not in sync. It's backstreet. But they're all going to hand it to Lana because Lana is the person in charge of the LLC.
I hated that joke, by the way.
Like all my jokes. Roman turns back to the camera, deadpan, straight as serious as ever into the camera. I've said before that this is my yard. That statement holds true. I am the person leading this generation of superstars into the future, and you all will thank me when it's done. Roman raises the WWE Championship one more time, and that's it. That's the show opener.
I like it. I like the payment of LLC being like, okay, you're good.
Yep, he's done. Roman has accomplished what he's needed.
We kidnapped the champion. You're good. We've
accomplished what we've done. I no longer need your services. Get out of here.
They've been paid off.
Exactly. Moving in match 1, Mikey.
Sure.
We got Elias versus Ricochet.
All right.
A one-on-one match. I want to point out that there's a certain somebody watching this match from the back.
From behind?
From behind. Did I say that joke last time? Did I say that last time?
Watching them from behind Anyway, who is it?
It is MVP.
Ah, nice.
As MVP is watching this match from the back, Ricochet gets the win.
MVP watching from behind Ricochet the whole match.
Mm-hmm.
Copying his every move.
It's very annoying. Very Damien Sandow-esque.
And it's kind of incredible how MVP learned all of Ricochet's moveset.
Hey,
with his age.
Well, yeah, he had to learn all that because he was really prepping for Lucha Underground back in the day.
Exactly.
Even though he never premiered, but that's on him. Cut to backstage, and there's a yelling match between Naomi and Bianca Belair.
A yelling match?
Yes, not. There's no ring bell to make it official, but
match number 2, a yelling match.
Belair is yelling at Naomi for getting involved in her match at Clash of Champions, where she was challenging Shayna Baszler for the Raw Women's Championship, and there was a failed interference attempt by Naomi.
Dang.
Naomi yells at Belair for not saving her a number of weeks ago and just sort of walking out, allowing Naomi to get choked out by Baszler. The two go back and forth.
Fair argument.
The two go back and forth until Naomi tells Belair to just stop. Naomi says that they're better than this. They need to be better than this. We can't fight over this shit. We need to stick together. Bianca agrees.
Out the S word. Chuck Taylor screaming.
Yes, Bianca agrees with this sentiment. The two hug it out. They make up and leave.
All right, I like them making up. I hope it sticks.
Yeah, the fear of every WWE tag team. Because I like them. I like that. Please stay together.
Please work.
Moving right along into the official match number 2. It's the Viking Raiders versus the Usos.
All right, I like this match.
Yes, and it is going to be the Viking Raiders get the win.
Cool.
Over the Usos. The Usos are a team that I feel like I should be pushing more, especially their alignment with Roman, but I just haven't.
I mean, it's a big win. It's a big win for the Viking Raiders for sure.
That's true, and they're coming off of a loss at a pay-per-view, so they got to keep up the some momentum. You know, they can't just fall back in the wayside immediately. Backstage interview with Shayna Baszler. Baszler says that at Clash of Champions, you saw what I did in the ring. I used my MMA background to get the EST to TAP.
Nice.
Because that's the thing Bianca Belair doesn't
Got him.
Got him! Because that's the thing Bianca Belair doesn't have. She could be the fastest or the strongest. But, see, I'm the smartest and the toughest in the ring. You can't be fast with a torn Achilles. You can't be strong with a broken shoulder. I know how to tear you apart in that ring, in the octagon, wherever I am. I will take you apart. The interviewer asked about an apparent challenge by Naomi for next week. Baszler says she doesn't care. Give me the match. The result will be the same. There's a reason I'm called the Submission Magician, Naomi, and you will find out next week.
I don't know why, but just like Shayna Baszler coming to the ring in like a fancy suit and being like, "I am the Submission Magician."
Ta-da! And then like a bunch of doves fly out,
and someone just taps out. Just like she has somebody in the submission, and just goes like, and then they tap out like she's just like a magic wand.
Exactly. It's like I guess what would be a cooler. God, what's the name of that wrestler? Fantasio? What's it?
I have no idea.
It was a magician. You've definitely seen this picture, Mikey, and I'm going to share my screen for you. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name correctly, but you've definitely seen. I believe it's Fantasio is how you pronounce it.
I have not actually.
You've never seen this person?
No.
This guy appeared, I think, for one match in WWF back in the day. And
then never again.
Yes, he was a magician, and that's
Incredible.
it.
That was the whole gimmick. A wrestling magician.
That was the entire gimmick. It didn't work. There was at one point in time recently where they were pitching me around the idea of Braun Strowman becoming a magician.
Incredible.
And that also didn't
really
pan out.
Nobody can write for this guy, huh?
No, not us nor Vin. Nor Vinnie Mac. No one knows what to do with this guy. You've burned him. You've burned him too much. Let's keep the show rolling. Moving on with match number 3. It's going to be Sheamus versus Gran Metalik. With, of course,
Okay.
Lindsay Dorado in his corner.
I think Grand Metalik getting the win, easy.
I guess technically Kalisto's back, but I'm not going to use him. Now that I think about it, I just remember that Kalisto's back, so I guess I have him. Just remember that.
Bang. Just popped into my head.
He returned to SmackDown a couple weeks ago, and I totally forgot that I can use him again.
There you
But here we are. So Sheamus versus Grand Metalik with Dorado in his corner. Sheamus is acting really cocky this entire match. Because, he's the Intercontinental Champion. He knows he's better than you. And whether or not you know it is of your own accord. But
wrong wrestler, but okay.
But this cockiness ends up leading to his downfall when Grand Metalik pins him with a roll-up.
I called it.
You called it? Well, hold on. What?
I literally before you went into your whole spiel about losing Kalisto, I was like, you said Sheamus versus Grand Metalik, and I went, Grand Metalik wins, obviously.
And he does.
I was correct.
You were right.
Now
Sheamus,
I am the Nostradamus of booking.
How dare you? Sheamus is obviously shocked at this sort of loss, but a big ups to Grand Metalik.
Yeah, that's dope, actually. I'm kind of excited for that.
Yes, babe. Pinning the IC champion, by the way.
Yeah, anytime it's like a match where it's like, wow, obviously Sheamus is going to win, or like obviously one person's going to win, and then that person doesn't win, I get like, I'm like, ooh, something cool's going to happen now.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Next up, we have a video package. It's sort of recapping and showcasing the 2 women's tag team championship matches from Clash of Champions. That being the women's tag team championship triple threat between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, retaining their titles versus Catanzaro, Nox, and then the team of Niven and LeRae. But then we also recap the tag match of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross losing to Jax and Tamina.
Womp womp.
So that means only one thing, Mikey. Next up, match number 4 for the Women's Tag Team Championship.
What?
It's Nia Jax and Tamina versus Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley.
A women's tag match?
Yes, on Raw,
Incredible.
baby.
Awesome.
And so, it's kind of... In my head, I kind of had that match of Bliss and Cross and Jax and Tamina being number 1 contenders. So Nia Jax and Tamina are challenging for the titles tonight, and guess what, Mikey? Jax and Tamina win.
Whoa! I have a little bit of a promo to change up, but that's okay.
Probably should have consulted you since these titles are kind of ours.
It's not that big of a deal. It's just like one little tiny line I have to switch up.
Perfect.
It's fine.
Thoughts on that, though? Nia Jax and Tamina, your new women's tag team champions.
All right. I like it. I like new tag champions, but I'm kind of bummed that Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley lost them because I really like that team a lot.
Me too. But I have plans for all of these people involved, and I hope that I can accomplish it. But,
Fair enough.
We'll see what happens, I guess. Nia Jax and Tamina get the win. And my girl Tamina's getting that title. First ever title in WWE history. Give her that title, baby.
Woo!
Next up, a backstage interview with one Aleister Black.
Wow, the title match not even the main event, huh?
No, it was not. And I didn't even tell you what the main event is, but you'll be excited for it, I think. Black says that Roman has exceeded in what he has set out to do, but apparently I have not. But I know.
Okay.
I know what I must do to conquer Roman Reigns. I must set myself on a new path. Aleister leaves, but in the background of this interview, we see the all too familiar shadow of a very familiar rabbit.
Oh man! If anyone has the dark knowledge to take down the Fiend, it's gonna be Aleister Black. And I'm assuming when with Rabbit you meant what's its name?
Ramblin' Rabbit?
Ramblin' Rabbit, yeah.
Yes, indeed. Rambling Rabbit. The shadow of Rambling Rabbit is cast on the background of this interview.
I love it.
Yes.
I love the menacing shadow of Ramblin' Rabbit.
That's why I like the idea of it so much. Like sometimes, like in a lot of interviews,
It's like
when
a
they
big
do that,
menacing shadow, and then it's just a stupid puppet.
when they do that, a lot of times you just see Rabbit in the background, and it's like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. But I like the idea of like Rabbit, like it's way more subtle, where like the shadow that's being cast is of a rabbit. Speaking
of Ramblin' Rabbit,
okay,
I know my Halloween costume this year, and it's gonna be Bray Wyatt.
Ooh,
because I could do it. Costume style. I could do it. Closet cosplay style. That's what I meant.
I thought you were going to say costume style.
No, closet cosplay style. I have all the stuff I need, basically. I have that red sweater. I have the pants, the shoes. Just got to get the gloves, and I'm thinking about getting maybe like one of like the puppets, but they're like expensive.
WWE is like, we're gonna milk this dry. Just real quickly, this just in, Mikey, according to @WrestleVotes on Twitter, who is a very comparable person that puts out very good sort of information, behind the scenes information from all these shows. They heard, I should say, that at one point the females in Retribution needed names on Monday for TV. Thankfully, that got scrapped. One of the names,
thankfully,
one of the names was going to be Shatter.
I don't hate it. I don't think I hate Shatter as much as the other ones.
I don't love it.
I mean, no, I don't love it, but it's not like as bad as Slapjack.
Slapjack is bad. T-Bar is bad. Mace is bad. Shatter.
Mace. To be fair, Mace is probably the best one.
Yeah.
I think Mace is like the one that has the potential to sound coolest.
Yeah, because it's spelled differently. It's spelled with an S.
Whoa.
But I want to make sure to let you know that.
Are we sure it's not maize, like corn?
That's what I was thinking. I like the idea of it being maize. Anyways, moving on into your main event, Mikey. It is nonetheless Daniel Bryan taking on Seth Rollins. One-on-one.
Right.
Seconds are banned from ringside.
Love that.
So this is a one-on-one matchup here. And the winner is, Mikey, Seth Rollins.
All right. Seth Rollins getting a big win. I like that a lot, actually, over Daniel Bryan, because it builds his feud a little more.
Mm-hmm. After the match, Bryan grabs the mic, while recovering from the match. You know what they do when Rollins leaves and Bryan's like...
Yeah. He's like, don't you walk away from me.
Bryan says that Rollins knows what happened at Clash of Champions. We challenge you for those Raw Tag Team titles. Where is your response, Rollins? We want the match. The WWE Universe wants the match. Do what Rollins gives us. Give us that match. Weird
how he's requesting this match after losing to Rollins, but
sure.
Okay.
He wants the tag match for the greater good. Rollins stops walking up
good.
He stops walking up the ramp to think, cracks a smile, then continues walking out and leaves. And that is how we close Monday Night Raw.
I'm sure we'll get a definite answer next week.
Yes, we will. I already have it written out. But yes,
I like the tease though.
Yes, thoughts on the card, Mikey? Pros, cons, thoughts, comments, concerns.
I like it. I like the card. You got new champions crowned. We got a big challenge that's up in the air from Daniel Bryan officially throwing it down.
Mm-hmm.
I like the main event match. It's a big. That's like a dream match, I think.
I think that's the first time match we've ever done.
Really?
At least I don't think I've done that match on Raw. I don't remember when we had Seth Rollins on SmackDown. I don't think we had Daniel Bryan either. I don't think we had Daniel Bryan at that time. Oh no, because he was still injured, I think.
Probably.
I think
that sounds right.
I think this is like the first time the two have competed in our universe against one another.
I like that.
And
big first time matchup.
I don't want to give it away here, but I feel like it's possible that it's the first time they've ever competed one-on-one in WWE. I don't remember a single time when that's the case. I'm looking it up right now. But in the meantime, any other thoughts or ideas coming from Raw as I look that up?
I like it. I like the menacing. Like I said, I like the menacing shadow of Ramblin' Rabbit lurking in the background of Aleister Black's interview.
Oh no, they have competed.
If anyone could take down the Fiend, it's the master of the darkness himself, Aleister Black, with his occult knowledge.
Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins have competed several times. But in our universe, they would not have competed in 2019 against each other. So they would have competed last in 2015. This is the first match of theirs in 5 years, 1-on-1.
Nice.
In our universe. But yeah, so I appreciate that. Let's move on to... Actually, before we move on, I lost the poll, didn't I?
Yes.
So
I must hit you with that randomizer.
Yeah, great.
I'm rolling it now. Let's see what we get.
I'm very intrigued about my... I call them cycles.
Let's hope this doesn't ruin my laptop.
That's true. I call these like cycles.
It's chugging.
I call these like...
I'm sorry. I hit the randomizer and the fan just went whoosh.
I really hope the audio picks that up and just be like, "Oh Jesus, what is happening?"
It was chugging.
What's happening over there?
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Okay, go. What were you going to say?
No, don't worry about it. Go on. What's my fate?
The randomizer roll is good for me, and it doesn't affect you. It is a miraculous recovery. One of my wrestlers heals a little bit faster.
Okay.
Thank goodness.
So, yeah.
I'm getting injuries left and right. Thank God.
That sucks. Bad things happen to me. Good things happen to you on those kind of rolls. Someone's getting a miraculous recovery.
I mean, it's not that bad because nothing bad actually happened to you.
I guess that's true. So what is it? Roll a D, whatever, see which injured wrestler is healed faster. So you only have 3 wrestlers who are injured. Danny Burch for 26 weeks, Roderick Strong for 6, Bobby Fish for 17.
Holy shit. I never thought I was going to be able to use this dice for real. I actually have a D3.
Do you have a D3?
I have a D3.
Oh, hit me with that D3, baby. While you're at it, grab a D4, because that is how many weeks you'll take off their injury. D4 plus 1. In D3. So the D3, number 1 is Birch, 2 is Strong, Fish is 3.
All right, rolling the D3 right now. We got a 3. So Bobby Fish.
Let's see D4 plus 1.
I rolled a 2, so plus 1 is 3. So I take 3 weeks off of Bobby Fish's injury.
So it goes from 17 weeks to 14 weeks. Let me pull up my calendar here to assess when his return is happening. He was only gone for 17 weeks, which is bad, but it's not too bad. He was scheduled to return January 15th. Okay, maybe that's worse than I thought. What was it, 3 weeks, right?
3 weeks, yes.
So now he returns Christmas. December.
It's a Christmas miracle.
December 25th. Bobby Fish is currently slated to return.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Congratulations.
Bobby Fish comes back on Christmas. How wonderful.
How great for him to come back on the day of Christmas.
How wonderful.
For an episode of SmackDown. Because SmackDown is happening on Christmas this year. Actually, well, I guess technically in the real world, he would be like, that would
They'll
be
probably pre-tape it, right? Like,
I was just saying, I was like, that's probably a pre-taped episode, hopefully.
They should pre-tape it.
But wasn't it like last year or like 2 years ago where Raw was like live on Christmas or something? It was a whole hubbubaloo.
I don't remember.
I feel like that was part of it. But yeah, so congratulations to you, Mikey, and for Bobby Fish. Not only did you win, and I got away scot-free but not getting anyone injured, but you were able to heal somebody, which I think is way better for you.
I like that. I needed that because I have a lot of injuries happening right now.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm glad I got that.
Yes. Speaking of SmackDown, what's happening? What's happening on this card, baby?
All right, baby. It's Friday night. Time for SmackDown. We got Finn Balor coming to the ring to open up SmackDown. The man himself, not the demon, Finn Balor. We all saw his return as Clash of Champions, and he has something to say. bet you're all wondering where I've been for this past year. Well, let's just say I was in a pretty dark place and I resorted to some weird methods to get out of it. Can't say Lake of Reincarnation because we all know what happened there. However, I didn't realize how much of a hold the darkness was getting on me. How it was slowly squeezing tighter and tighter until I became something evil. I mean, you all saw what I became, but that's probably not the story you want to hear. You want to hear how I'm back to myself again. And it actually started at Extreme Rules after that brutal match with Drew McIntyre. You see, Drew McIntyre dissected the demon and beat it down like it had never been beaten before. It opened up my eyes and showed me that it wasn't invincible. So I fought and did whatever I could to get rid of the darkness and fight it off, and here I am, standing in front of you as Finn Balor. That's why I helped Drew after his match at Clash of Champions as a thank you for helping me expel the darkness that took over me. Drew McIntyre comes to the ring, and he comes to join Finn Balor. Drew grabs a mic and says, Finn, I was actually planning on coming out here and thanking you for helping me on Sunday, but apparently you beat me to the punch. I was trying to be a lone wolf for so long, and I forgot what it was like when someone has your back. So I wanted to thank you by saying, anytime you want a shot at this Universal Championship, you got it.
Yeah.
Because you beat something far scarier than I ever was. Balor says, you know what, Drew? I'll definitely take you up on that in the future when I feel like I've earned it. But for now, I want to make sure Finn Balor can still handle himself in a WWE ring. Finn and Drew shake hands, and Drew leaves the ring as Finn prepares for his upcoming match.
Ooh, very nice. I love this COVID analogy that we're doing with Finn Balor about how he has conquered something evil.
I was more trying to do. It was more for me. It was more of like it's more of I don't know what Finn Balor's like personal life is like, but I was trying to make it more of like a representation of like depression.
Okay, I like that too. Oh, I like that a lot. The more I think about it, I like that a lot.
Yeah,
oh,
like
perfect.
That's what I was like trying to go with on that.
Oh man,
hopefully it comes through.
I can hear thumbs hitting Smackdown in the poll results already. Dang it, I like that a lot. God dang it, it's
anyway,
so good. I can't.
We roll right into match one. It's Humberto Carrillo taking on Finn Balor, in which Finn Balor gets the victory, proving that he can still hold his own in a WWE ring.
Yeah, I remember. To do a little bit of a tangent here, I remember it was an interview somewhere where Finn Balor was talking about how, like, kind of why his move to NXT happened and why he hasn't used the demon at all in NXT since returning. And he was sort of saying that, like, part of the reason I just sort of don't want to use the demon is because the problem in WWE is that the demon became so cool and Finn Balor became like a loser.
Yeah.
So he's just like, if Finn Balor wasn't a cool person, so I was like, I want to make Finn Balor cool again. And I feel like you were already, maybe after all these months of being the demon, maybe a year at this point of being a demon. It was like a year exactly.
Yeah.
Finn Balor. Let's make Finn Balor cool again.
Hashtag make Finn Balor cool again.
Make Balor cool again. There we go. There it is. That's a better hat because I don't think that's enough characters.
Hashtag make Balor cool again.
I love it. And beating Humberto Carrillo. Good job. I think that's also a very interesting match. I imagine a very simple 5-minute, 10-minute match probably, but I feel like that's a cool match.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
All right. After that match where Finn Balor gets the victory, we have Ember Moon and Sasha Banks coming to the ring, and Sasha Banks grabs a mic. I told you all at Clash of Champions you'd see the return of the boss, and look what happened. She raises her new title high. I beat Bayley, and I won the SmackDown Women's Championship. I sent poor little Bayley running with her tail between her legs, and I showed everyone who runs this division. Ember Moon steps up and takes the mic from Sasha. Asuka, our war is over. I came out on top and was indefinitely the last woman standing. Now, I have my eyes set on a new prize. Ember turns around and clocks Sasha with the microphone.
Ah, there it is.
Her down before someone runs out to make the save, and guess who it is? It's Bayley. She chases off Moon and helps Sasha to her feet. Sasha looks at Bayley, confused, as Bayley leaves the ring without a word spoken between the two.
Interesting.
Very.
I'm very intrigued by this. I'm not surprised at all by Ember Moon turning on Sasha Banks. I think
that was like the most obvious thing in the universe.
Yeah, but you did the double swerve, right? So you did the obvious swerve of Moon attacking Banks, which we all saw a mile away, but then double down on that swerve by having Bayley make the save. I love that a lot. I think it was very good, Mikey. Very good booking.
Thank you. After that segment, we have the debuting Cedric Alexander, or the re-debuting, I guess.
How dare you?
Cedric Alexander taking on Drew Gulak, in which Cedric Alexander picks up the victory.
How dare you steal my superstars from me? He was mine.
We got a debuting Cedric Alexander getting a win on his first episode back to SmackDown.
Yeah, and a little bit of a 205 Live rematch.
Oh, callback, yeah.
Callback, some ways there. I like it a lot. Hopefully Cedric...
Just a little nod to where they came from,
Yes, so next week I imagine it's going to be Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali. And then Cedric Alexander will move up. Versus Humberto Carrillo. Then he's going to take on Dominic Mysterio, maybe. I think that's
going to be it's going to be a verified cruiserweight classic.
You got Akira Tozawa is the big enemy at the end of the line.
He's the final boss.
Akira Tozawa. There you go.
All right. Well, after that match, we have a video package where it's Undisputed Era. It's Cole, O'Reilly, and Ruby Riott all together, and Adam Cole and O'Reilly have the tag titles, of course, after they defended them on Sunday successfully.
Mm-hmm.
Cole speaks up. Drew, you better believe it's not over between us. I'm still on the hunt for that Universal title. See what I did there? And I don't plan on stopping after that little roadblock at Clash of Champions. I had to wrestle in 2 matches, so of course I was at 100% going into that match. But I assure you that next time, when you take on Adam Cole at 100%, you'll end up on the shelf, and I'll end up champion. And that is undisputed.
Fuck, dude. Mikey, this is a great booking. This is a great show. I like this show a lot. God, the perfect heel promo to fend himself is like, I lost because I wasn't 100%. And you knew that. It's just the griminess of like, I wasn't ready, so I lost.
I wasn't ready.
But I love that phrase is next time you face 100% Adam Cole, you're 100% proof Adam Cole. You're going to end up on the shelf, and I'll end up champion. It's such a great. Oh, that's great. I love that. I love that so much. God dang it. Raw's good as well.
All right, after that video package, we have a segment where Sasha finds Bayley backstage and starts to thank her for earlier, and Bayley cuts her off. I wouldn't read too much into it. I only got some licks in on Moon to get some revenge for what she did to Asuka on Sunday. It doesn't mean we're suddenly friends again. I didn't forget what you did to me, and it still hurts. Don't think I'm just gonna walk away from that title you took off me either. Bayley leaves, and Sasha looks a little bit disappointed.
Disappointed? An interesting emotion to convey here, Sasha Banks.
Yeah, she seems a little disappointed that, maybe even though she was smack talking her earlier, she was a little disappointed that it may not be in the rekindling of their friendship,
It may not be in the cards.
It may not be in the cards.
The heart of the cards, Sasha Banks.
Hold
on, can that be someone?
Sorry.
So we have the submission magician, and then we'll have the heart of the cards. Natalia?
Is there gimmick Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yes. Natalia will do the Yu-Gi-Oh hair.
Joke's on you. I have no pathetic moves in my moveset.
It does that.
It's Natalia. She's like, ha! My grandfather's moveset has no pathetic moves.
Then she just runs on your back. Bounce on the rope, runs off your back. Perfect. Okay, nice. Moved on.
After that, we have match number 3, where it's Ziggler and Rude taking on the Street Profits, and Ziggler and Rude pick up the victory.
Whoa! Big moment.
Yeah, Ziggler and Rude getting a win after a while.
Ziggler's first win in this universe.
Ugh.
He is now officially 1-9.
Ziggler and Robert Roode pick up the win against the Street Profits.
Big old win for Robbie Bobby Roode.
Robbie Bobby.
Robert Roode 5-9. Dolph Ziggler 1-9. It's official, baby.
Yeah.
You'll love to see it.
All right. After that match, sorry, go ahead.
They defeated who? The Street Profits?
Street Profits. Yeah, big win.
Interesting.
After that tag match, we have a backstage interview with Niven and LeRae about their match at Clash of Champions. LeRae starts, "We didn't come out on top Sunday, and that's fine. We're a relatively new team compared to the competition we had, and we still have some learning to do." Niven says, "Yeah, we aren't going to let that stop us from winning those titles one day. It's just another hurdle to jump, and we can do this. And besides, those new tag champs are pretty new as well." Piper winks at the camera and leaves with LeRae.
Is the wink at the camera just specifically to me?
Yes. It is now.
It's to the specific booker of Raw. He's like, God dang it, I gotta change my promo. God damn, jeez. Okay.
The original promo was, the last line was like, there was a little bit of, besides, there was a little bit of tension between those champs, don't you think? Because of the miscommunication from,
Morgan and Ripley?
Yeah, that you mentioned. But then you were like, yeah, we have new tag champs. And I was like, well, interesting.
Well, god dang it.
Gotta fix that.
God dang it. Yes, officially. I've changed the titles. That's what you get for not changing. You could change the titles any week on SmackDown, technically, I guess.
Yeah.
So
right.
Now it would just be like, Jesus. There we go.
Well, after that interview, we have our main event. We have a 4-match SmackDown, pretty segment heavy, so I figured 4 matches would make sense. After this, our main event, Charlotte Flair taking on Asuka, where Charlotte Flair gets the victory.
Oh, Charlotte Flair getting the victory here.
Making her way back up to that title, maybe.
Moving her way back to the title. I've noticed this thing.
Maybe going for a 3 out of 4 horsewoman triple threat.
Interesting.
Fatal 4-way with Ember Moon instead of Becky Lynch.
You can put Asuka in there as well. Asuka's like the 5th
horsewoman.
Fatal, make it a 5-pack challenge or whatever. 6-pack challenge. Make it a 6-pack challenge. Throw in somebody else. Who we got to throw in that 6-pack challenge? Let's throw in I'm looking at your roster. Let's throw in Ruby Riott. Make it a 6-pack challenge. Hell in a Cell. Armageddon Hell in a Cell. Women's title on the line. Charlotte Flair, Ruby Riott, Ember Moon, Asuka, Bayley, Sasha Banks. Let's do it.
All right.
Let's book it, baby.
Book it.
I love it. I thought this was very nice. I thought this was a very, very nice card.
Thank you.
Charlotte Flair coming back up into the rankings of SmackDown. Could potentially be the next challenger for the SmackDown Women's title. I love the Finn, like I said, love the Finn Balor opening. Love the double turn, not double turn, but double, swerve?
Swerve.
In the Moon and Bayley thing. I hate Cedric Alexander going to SmackDown. I love the Undisputed Era of Adam Cole promo. I thought that was very, very nice. Ziggler getting the win is always nice. Yeah, I thought this was very nice. I've noticed this. I've started, and maybe I should have noticed this longer since we've been doing the show for a while now. I've really noticed like how Mikey books, how you book a little bit, Mikey, and that is you rarely do matches with your world champion. You book in a very like old school style in that sense, where your champions are doing like a lot of segments and promos, and then they defend the title at a pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Like on weekly TV, they're not in a match. They're waiting until the pay-per-view. And I like that because that way
it keeps the champions like this mythic thing, you know, like
they're a mountain. They're a mountaintop.
Yeah, they're a big mountain. Yeah, they're not just someone. It's like the final boss, right? It's not just someone you face every day.
And because of that, it allows you to showcase at least one more match or whatever for various people. So you're able to do these sort of matches where it's like, hey, we're going to put Ziggler and Rude together in Street Profits, which I'm sure is also building up tag team contenders, but you can do that. Or you can have, like you usually do, the women in the main event almost every single week. I mean, I could go through here and probably count up what percentage of your shows had women in the main event, and I would argue it's more than half.
It's a good amount, I think.
It's definitely a good amount, but you tend to and because of that, like you tend to put the women up forward. You tend to put tag team up wrestling forward as well. I mean, last time you had. I mean, you also rarely have singles matches in the main event. I mean, you had done Ciampa a number of weeks ago for obvious forced reasons. Done Oni Lorcan a couple weeks before that. I'm just looking here. Tag match. You had Cole versus Ziggler. Dunn versus Joe. Tag match. Oh, Street Profits versus Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. What is this? Episode 13. That was a while ago. Sami Zayn versus Jeff Hardy. Also Sami Zayn. Where's Sami Zayn?
I have no fucking idea.
Do you know what you're going to do with Sami Zayn?
No, not even a little bit. I keep bringing him up every now and again to be like, look, he's still here, but I have no idea what the hell he's doing with that Money in the Bank briefcase.
I like how you sort of fucked yourself. You sort of screwed yourself in that manner. Like, I know how much of a Sami Zayn fan you are, but so you're like, oh great, you got Sami Zayn on the roster, and they use him a lot, and then you put him in the Money in the Bank match, and then he wins it, and now I get the feeling that you're kind of like your hands are tied, where you're like, I don't know exactly when I need to do this.
Yeah, not a clue.
I don't know when I should cash in, but because I don't know what to do with it, I'm just not gonna use Sami Zayn, and it's like, oh,
honestly, I was going to talk to you about a possible something.
Interesting.
But it's weird.
They'll talk after the show then. Or should we talk now? What would be more interesting? To talk now during the podcast or talk during the show? I feel like we should talk during the podcast.
Okay, so I was thinking possibly having Sami Zayn cash in on Roman Reigns' title.
That's an idea. I would have to.
While it's like sort of vacant, sort of not.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. If he wins, then he's a Raw superstar,
which I think I'm fine with.
Like, you've lost so much of Sami Zayn that you're like, fuck it, I'll just lose the guy. That would be great, honestly, for a steal a superstar moment. If I just take Sami Zayn.
That was like my thought about it, you know, like while the WWE title is like sort of in the air right now, that's when Sami Zayn strikes in the moment of uncertainty.
That's the other problem with like any Money in the Bank cash in is creating that moment of the cash in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be fair, you also have Sami Zayn still has that briefcase for another several months. So
yeah. He's still good till next Money in the Bank, right?
Yes. So he's got time. I mean, we got a
minute.
He's got until May of next year.
It's like it's just weird, you know.
Now you can do some title defenses, and you know I love me some title defenses.
Yeah, of course.
And you know you have Detective Truth on that side. The person who I told you was going to be my Money in the Bank winner.
Yeah. we both won the wrong Money in the Bank.
But now you can use my idea, I guess, for Detective Truth, for Detective Hard Truth, which I love. I was tweeting it out to a friend of the show, Rob, recently, and I wrote out Detective Hard Truth, and I just capitalized the R in hard. I was like, "Yep, this is how you spell it, Detective Hard Truth."
Figured it out.
So thoughts on that? I guess. I'm intrigued. I don't know if I would want to use it yet for reasons. Which I can't say at all, but I'm I'm intrigued by that idea at the very least. The problem is, I mean, I'll be honest. The problem with current WWE Sami Zayn is I don't see him as a WWE champion currently.
Mm-hmm.
You would have to be built up into that role, I would think. But, like, I can see why it's tough on SmackDown, because on SmackDown you've been pushing Balor, McIntyre, Strowman, Orton, now Cole. I can see Adam Cole versus Sami Zayn being a very good title match.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see why you're in a
I
spot.
feel like though, if Sammy's cashing in, it's gonna be a heist sort of scenario, you know?
Yeah, he's gonna cash in.
He's not gonna do like the John Cena cash in where he's like, I'm giving you 1 week's notice. No, Sami Zayn's gonna like sneak up behind somebody, rail him with the briefcase, and then cash in.
And then hit him with the haluva kick and
exactly.
Get the win. But when will that happen? I'm very intrigued. When will that happen, if at all, or will it happen on Raw or SmackDown? I guess, audience at home, you just gotta wait and see. And the best way to wait and see is by subscribing. That's how you do a transition into an ad read. So we did that. That's the episode. That's this week's episode, everybody. So thank you, everybody, for listening to this week's episode. Of course, like I said, you can subscribe to listen to every single week's episode of Hit the Books every single Friday. And of course, on the same feed, you get that extra bonus episodes of, not bonus episodes, but the bonus feed drops of Independent Waters.
Yeah.
Mikey, plug that bad boy, please.
Yeah, every Wednesday here on the Hit the Books Network and on its own independent feed, we have Independent Waters. It is a show where me and my friend Zach Batista go through the independent wrestling scene and pick out some hidden treasures that we found online, scouring the interwebs for great matchups and just loving independent wrestling. We're like we were both a little bit newbies coming in the indie scene. You know, we were WWE marks, AEW. We were big company marks, I guess. So we were excited. We were excited to take a dip into some smaller scenes and discover so many new wrestlers and new names, and it's super cool. You should go check it out for sure, and leave that 5-star review on iTunes.
Yes, go check it out. I would definitely highly recommend it. I can't wait. I love recommending matches to y'all because I've been in the independent world a lot longer. And I love teasing those sort of matches. I highly recommend, Mikey, for you or Zach, to look at current Ring of Honor television. You can watch these episodes for free. They're currently doing their pure title tournament.
All right.
It is
all right.
Very good, Mikey. And I know you. And it's less. And obviously, it's more grapple heavy, but I still think it does a very good job. So I know what your interests are. But like the presentation and everything about it, it doesn't. It's happening in an empty arena, but it doesn't feel like it at all. The action just feels very like constant and fluid, and you don't remember that there's not an audience there. It's very, very good, and I highly recommend it.
I'm very interested in that. Can I give a little bit of a possible spoiler for next episode? Because I know one of the matches that's going to be reviewed.
Ooh, yeah, for episode number 3 of Indie Waters?
Episode 4.
Yes, you're right. Continue. What am I in charge of this podcast network?
Episode 4 of Indie Waters, we have a crazy match that Ryan recommended to me a long time ago, and it's, I think, one of your favorites. I asked Zach if he would be interested in reviewing Do Fixer versus Blood Generation.
Oh my god, you're finally watching it.
I watched it before. I've seen it before.
Oh, you
match is nutty. Zach has not seen it before, and I'm very excited to get his consensus on it.
Zach's gonna love it. Zach's gonna love it. God, if you have not seen Do Fixer versus Blood Generation, it is on 6-man action, Dragon Gate, old Ring of Honor TV back in the day. Oh my god,
match is nutty.
What a match!
Absolutely bonkers.
It's one of those matches that you're like, oh yeah, Shima is like the king at trios matches. It's just Dragon Gate. Oh my god, so good. That match is so good. I'm so happy. I can't wait for Zach. I can't wait to listen to that episode. So yeah,
I know, I'm so excited.
If you want to listen to that episode, subscribe to this podcast feed or Independent Waters podcast feed. Check that out. You can also follow us on Twitter at HitTheBooksPod. There you can tweet at us all your nonsensical hashtags like Make Balor Great Again or Make Balor Cool Again.
Make Balor cool again.
And everything else. And more importantly, you can there vote. It's going to be the
CA.
You can there vote in the poll at the top of our Twitter page at HitTheBooksPod and vote the poll goes for 2 days after I post it. So it's like Saturday into Sunday after this episode drops. You can vote on whose card did you like more? Do you like my Raw card, main event being Bryan versus Rollins? Or did you like Mikey's SmackDown card, main event, Charlotte Flair versus Asuka?
When we do those like the cards for like the main event versus the main event, this one's gonna be insane.
Oh my god, yeah. I'm excited. We're on the road to Hell in a Cell. I'm very excited.
If I was voting and I saw those two cards, I would be like,
I'd be like, God, Jesus, Jesus, what do I pick? And that's what you got to answer, folks at home. You have to pick which did you like more, Raw or SmackDown. So again, go to @HitTheBooksPod on Twitter and go vote. Anything else, Mikey?
I think that about wraps it up. Go check out our website, acbpod.com, where you can find everything about this podcast.
Yes, we have the full archive back there, htbpod.com, full archive to go look up. Also, go to our YouTube channel to look at video versions of the podcast as well. And on YouTube, a little bit of surprise coming next month. Yes, assuming everything works out.
I'm sure it will.
I'm sure it will. And timing works out well, but assuming everything else works out, I guess we'll announce that. I guess as it gets closer.
Yeah. Well, not yet. We'll leave everyone on a cliffhanger here.
Yes.
There's a possible surprise coming down the line.
Yes, so all the more reason to subscribe to that YouTube channel. So go check us out at Hit the Books Podcast on YouTube. That is it for this week's episode. Oh, and also leave a review. Leave a 5-star or more review. We would appreciate it on Apple Podcasts.
5 6-star reviews or 6 5-star reviews.
On Apple Podcasts, we would greatly appreciate it. So go do that. It's very important. So we would, obviously, like I said, greatly appreciate it if you can do that. That is it for this week's episode of Hit the Books. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And we'll be back all new next week. Until then, we've got 2 words for you.
Book it.